quickly, you all should have a copy of legislative update. This is what we put together every year, just to try to give you a brief synopsis of what happened during the session. And session is from March through April. That's when I actually lived in Tallahassee, and we passed all the laws in the state of Florida, and we passed the budget in the state of Florida. But session starts, we really get started making laws in September. So if you ever thought, and we like to say, it ought to be a law, if you ever started, it ought to be a law. Now is the time to let me know. Because we're filing bills now, and then we go to committee meetings in September, we go there for a couple of committee meetings, October, November, and December. A hint, committee meetings are usually around Florida State home football games. So if it's a Florida State home game, I'm in Tallahassee, and we schedule a committee meeting around that. But now is the time, if you ever thought it ought to be a law, let me know. And the example I love to give is the first bill I filed when I served in the House. I served in the House for 8 years out of Broward County. And the first bill I ever filed was the Kids in the Miller Street bill. A woman came to me and said, in Broward County at one of the corners, she was driving her SUV, and there was some little kid in a football jersey out tagging, asking for money in the media, and she almost ran him over. Because big SUV, little kid, that's a bad mix. And she said, "Oh, real law, it shouldn't be allowed to do that." So I filed the bill, and I fought for the bill, and through the legislative process, back and forth, and fighting in the Senate and the House and everybody. By the time we got the bill done, it wasn't banning, but at least we got it so an adult has to be with them at all times. So hopefully we keep trying, we can get it banned in some way, but at least we got to that point where an adult has to be with them. But that came about because somebody said, "I'll be along." And I was talking to a gentleman earlier. It doesn't have to be all legalese or anything. We got plenty of people, smart people that we pay to write down the statute. So you don't have to look at and come to me and say, Florida statute 316.28 says this. You need to change it to say this. No, just say, hey, this is not right. It shouldn't be that way. We pay people to write it up in the legalese way. So let me know those things now. Contact information is on the back of the update. Both offices, the Palm Beach office, the Broward office, the website, that you can let me know it ought to be a law. Two things of interest before we get to the stimulus part of this. Two things I want to bring up from here is, first is, and I led off of this, the Second Chance Act, Senate Bill 910, which is something I was very, very proud of. And hopefully we can get it done. While out walking the district and talking to people, one thing we ran into a lot of times, a lot of people that have made mistakes in the past, it's still haunting me. I can't tell you how many men I ran into that say when I was 22, I had a breaking and entering. Or I was 23, I had assault. I was 24, and I sold drugs. I'm 36 now. I can't get a job. I'm not the man I was at 24. I'm not the woman I was at 24. But it's following me all of my life. I mean, everyone in here, you're not a person you were 10 years ago. But we have people in society that follow mistakes they made early on, that they got caught. A lot of us in here just blessed enough we get caught. They got caught. And now it's following them for the rest of their life. So in the Senate, we worked on Senate Bill 910, which addressed that. And let me start off by saying, this bill passed the Senate 40-0. There's 40 senators that passed 40-0. So meaning every right-wing conservative Republican and every left-wing liberal Democrat thought this was a good idea. We worked it enough and compromised enough that we came up with a great bill which gave people a chance to get their civil rights restored after a number of years that we tried to fashion it like bad credit. Get bad credit, 7 years, what happened? It goes off your record. So 7 years, you haven't done anything, you can wipe it off your record. And you can put on an application, have you been convicted? No. Now certain crimes, what we call propensity crimes, molestation and things like that, that follows you. But a lot of stuff is keeping our neighbors from getting a job. We're giving them a chance of getting it off their record, being able to put on an employment application, no, and get a chance for a job. Now, it passed the Senate 49, and the House did not take it up. The House of Representatives did not even take up the bill. It died in committee. So, going it again, we're going to push it again, and we're going to need the House of Representatives to really push this bill and fight to get it heard. Now, in this area, you have Ms. Apps, who represents this area. More importantly, you have Adam Haslam in the Boca area. Adam Haslam is very important. He's the majority leader in the House. And he is a person that can really get this bill up and get it heard in the House of Representatives. So please, Adam Haslam. Again, Adam Haslam. If you get a chance, go on the legislative website, shoot him an email, something, give his office a call, and let him know that the House needs to take up this bill that the Senate passed. Well, it's rare anything passes in the Senate 49. We don't all agree on anything over there. We agree on this because we see how important it is, especially now. Because if you don't give a person a chance, they're going to re-offend. They're going to feed their family. Legally or illegally, they're going to feed their family. So we realize in the Senate that people need an opportunity to start their life over or to get a second chance. We call it the Second Chance Act. And so this year will be my number one issue trying to push this thing through. On the inside here, you see we did a couple of things with insurance, vouchers, and other bills that passed, and also I put bills that failed to let you know what failed, because normally stuff that failed come back again the next year. So take a look at the bills that failed. If you got any concerns or anything, we'll let you know about them, and we'll definitely get on them for next year, let you know how you feel about it. And also on the back, we have budgetary issues. And I said there was two things. The second thing that I wanted to do is we have another town hall meeting later on this year, because one of the major issues that's going to come up, I don't think it's going to pass this year because it's an election year, but one of the major issues that we have this year is offshore drilling. It's coming to Florida, and it's going to be a big discussion whether to put drilling things off-site of the beach, and it's a lot of money, but it's environmental concerns. And I've heard both sides in Tallahassee, and lobbyists from the oil companies and the oil companies come and talk to me. And I've had lobbyists from the environmental companies and everything. But I need to know from the people that send me up there how you feel about it. And it's such a major issue. It's going to be such a major issue that we're going to have a meeting just to go into county and educate people on offshore drilling, and then actually discussing it.